por favor, tente salvar a minha filha.
A violência é a linguagem que os humanos compreendem.
So Detroit is based on a short movie that we did in 2010 called Kara, and it was a story of a young android who suddenly started to feel emotion and make their own decisions.
Temos de confiar uma na outra. Só tenho a ti.
We put the story in Detroit, in the city of Detroit, because it's a city with a lot of history about how it was a giant in the industry at the beginning of the 20th century, and how it was also the center of the civil rights movement throughout the 20th century.
Se tocares, mato-te. Não podes matar. Eu não sou humano.
You are inside the shoes of your characters. You are in a situation that can be very tense or you portray very calm, but you do every action that you can do. Every action is contextual. You can interact with a lot of things. We have no restriction on what we do, and everything that you do will impact the story. The biggest challenge was to create the story. It's a huge amount of story. In terms of scope, it's like 10 movies, but basically it's not linear. Everything that you do will have different paths and everything. Like when you finish the game, you will miss entire scenes. And try to make sure that every path, whatever the player chooses, will be a compelling story. The stories that he feels thrilled by, if he will feel like he's part of the journey of these characters. People that want to have like great action scenes, great action pieces, they will find that in Detroit. They will very much find that we have some amazing scenes of very spectaculars and very like involving as a player that you will see. And if you want things like that are very spectacular, or if you want to see things that are more intimate, more different, more based on emotion and choices, you will find both actually. And this is something that we really want, is to bring people aboard and say, if you're a gamer, I'm a gamer, and I love to play Detroit. And having people from all kinds of background and all kinds of interests come into it, we have something for everybody in Detroit.
Isto é para os jogadores.